Hi, I'm Jamin Collar, and I want to show you I Dreamed a Dream in the key of E flat, and I also want to show you 7 of the tricks that I used when I was doing my cover. Now, hopefully you've already downloaded the chords. We're just going to use the second half, the section that says in E flat. The top is just for playing it in the key of C. So we're going to play it in the key of E flat, and let me go ahead and show you the chords and the melody for that. First, we've got an E flat, and then we've got a B flat over D, then a C minor, then a C minor over B flat, and you can either play it that way or leave the C out of it and just play it like that. Then A flat, then E flat over G, F minor, then B flat, and then you just repeat those chords. Your melody on top of that is repeats. So the first thing I did was just take all the chords in the left hand and try to play as many of those notes as possible. So for example, with the E flat, this is E flat, but we've also got these notes down here, so you can select any of those notes. And maybe even throw in the 2. So, you've got all of those notes. So when I'm playing all that time with the E flat, I can pick any of these notes. Those are all options. So the melody is going to be something like I'm just playing all of the notes down here that I can with maybe the 2 in there. The 1 chord, the B flat over D, C minor. And I just do the same thing with all of the rest of the chords. The first one that I start out with, though, is this voicing that I like, where you use, if we've got the E flat chord, right here we've got 1, 3, and 5 of the E flat chord, 1, 3, and 5. And then we've got the 1 up here. And I like to play the 1, the 5, the 2, the 5, the 1. And this 2, 5, 1 is really the important part. This, not so much. But this sound right here works on any major chord that you want. So any major chord you have anywhere in any song, you can play 1, 5, 2, 5, 1, and get that nice sound. I use it both at the beginning of my cover and at the end of the cover. It's the first thing I play and the last thing that I play. Now the next thing I want to show you is at 42 seconds, I use this 7-1-5 pattern in my right hand. It works also on any major chord. So if this is your major chord, if you've got an E flat, then this is the 1, the 3, the 5. Here's the 7. So we've got 7, 1, 5, 7, 1, 5. So now I'm here using these notes right here. And that's what happens at 42 seconds. Now at 105, we've got this big sound that we're about to change keys. And we're about to move down to a C major chord and change keys entirely. So in order to get down to that, I just played octaves, B flats all the way across. And this is the next note of that C major chord. We've got the C major chord, and I'm landing on the E of that. That's going to sound really weird unless you have the chord in there, so I went ahead and threw in some of the chord, that C chord, on that. So we've got And that still sounds a little bit weird because the bass notes should be nice and low. So I'm going to go ahead and land on that C right there. So we've got... And that's the walk down that happens at 105. Now, before I get into the tricks of the second section, let me show you the chords and the melody for the second section. Starts off on a C, as we just did that walk down. We're going to start on a C, and then a C over E, so it's a C chord, but we've got the E on the bottom. Then an F minor. Same thing again, just loop it. C, C over E, F minor. Then we've got an F over A, so this is your F chord. We want the A to be the lowest note, so we're going to take both of these and put them down there. So it's still an F, A, C, but it's F, A, C. So F over A. And then B flat. B flat over D, so we're just going to put this one up here. So we got B flat over D. E flat minor. And then B flat. B flat over D, E flat major, then F minor over E flat, G minor over E flat, A flat over E flat, and then finally B flat. And that takes us back into section 1. Now let's do the melody. All right, so the very first thing that I do when we start the second section is that I do this stride piano type of thing, only it's really, really slow, where I'm playing the root of the chord. So for the C chord, I'm playing the root of the chord in octaves, and then I come up here and actually hit the chord. So this is a C chord right here. I've got C, C chord, C over E, C chord, F minor. F over A, so this is the A, this is the F, so it's F over A. And I pretty much continue that through the entire second section. All right, so at 110, I've got this big sound here that goes... And that is just a lick I stole from Claire de Lune. It works on any major chord. You can actually use it on minor chords, too. I use this one on a minor chord. As you might know, an F minor and an A flat are essentially the same chord. They have these two notes in common. It's essentially the same thing. If I play an A flat with an A flat in the bass, it sounds like an A flat. If I play an A flat with an F in the bass, it sounds like an F minor. So they're essentially the same thing. So in this case, I'm using a major idea on a minor chord. I'm treating this F minor like an A flat. Here's how it works. The voicing is, if this is my A flat chord, I've also got A flat over here, A flat. So then I'm going to use the 7, 1, and 3 of the chord. So this is 1 and 3. This one right next to it is going to be the 7. Up on the top, I'm going to use the 7, 3, 7. And now all of the 7s together are going to, they can just move through this major scale that we're in. And then these other ones are just going to stay the same. So these guys are going to stay the same all the way through that. So. And that's the voicing. It works on any major chord, and then you can also use it on these minor chords. So right at 125, I use this thing... So all that is, obviously, is all of the black notes. I'm just using all the black notes. And this works anytime you've got an F-sharp major chord. So this chord right here, F-sharp major. or the relative minor of that, which is the E flat minor, and that's the one that we found in this chord, or in this song. We land on an E flat, so I've got E flat. Here's my E flat minor, and I've got just a second to pull in all of the black notes that I can before it goes back to the B flat. So it sounds like. Now, I could have also reversed that, and instead of just doing all downs, I could have done some ups. That would have sounded like... So as you can tell, pretty much anything on the black notes works. It sounds really cool, but it's super easy. The last trick I want to show you shows up at 148, and it's really simple. It's just the melody, but it uses octaves. So if my melody is... then I'm just going to double that up down here or up here. And to give it a little bit of texture instead of just being those notes by themselves, I'm going to stagger them a little bit. So... and it kind of has this feeling to me like I'm in a big hall or something like that, like I've got this big echo, but the echo is made by me on that second note. So like that. And that's pretty much all the tricks that I used on this song. Good luck. Have fun.